Hello everyone, this is Captain Elevator 42189 here with a somewhat basic but also unique form of Dover Hall Station. That's right, Dover Traditional. Now what this is the older version of Traditional that was used from the mid-60s to the late 70s, using the older style deep profile contact block. So with that being said, here's what you typically see on the front side: the panel, the halo, and the button, which either came in the form of a black button with white halo, or in special circumstances, a white button with black halo. It also makes a unique sound when pressed. And as you can see, they also hold up very well. So here's the back side. We've got the contact block assembly with these contact blocks. And then the hole for the bulb assembly to go into, the bulb and the bulb socket. So let's take one of these out and see what goes on behind the scenes. Alrighty, now this just pulls on out. And here is the halo itself, which is a fairly thick piece of polycarbonate plastic, so it obviously is held up really well. It can either be in black or white. And then here's the button itself. So there's the button, and then the contact blocks, and then the retaining frame that holds the button and everything else in place. So furthermore, let's take this apart. And then, here's an old saying: pop goes the button. So now, here it is, disassembled. Here is the spring that goes into this hole and serves as the actuator that activates the button and helps move the contact blocks. And then here's the contact block and the contacts themselves. Because these are made of acrylic plastic rather than polycarbonate, they can be a little bit finicky when pressed, and especially when disassembled. See, they don't even make contact unless you have to really push them in at the right angle. And then here's the mounting frame that holds everything in place, and the button itself, which is a simple piece of white plastic and has either a black or a white wafer on the front. In this case, it's a white wafer with an arrow marking. On the back, the activation washer, that of course is what moves the contact block assembly. And isn't so finicky when fully assembled. So now Looks like it might be time to put this together. And by holding it down and defying gravity, it can then be seated fully into position. So now it gets reassembled. Here goes the halo, and then the button itself. Yeah, as you can see, even though this is a really unique design and personally one of my favorite versions of the Dover traditional buttons because of its deep profile contact blocks and the amount of force needed to press the button, it's pretty well made and very strong. I could see why it had some coherent problems due to the acrylic contact blocks and a specially formed design that ultimately gave rise to the soft touch click button where you just barely press it and it has that clickety click sound used on the Dover traditional buttons of the 80s and 90s. So to give it more perspective on how it truly works, so when pressed down or depressed, the button has these two contact tabs that are copper, and then they make contact with the brass contacts right here, and then it completes the circuit. Also, now comes the special effect. With the mag light, we can make the button illuminate. Here's the up button, which is incredibly nice. And the down button, which is also very nice. So with that being said, that right here is the older style Dover traditional hall station and how the older style Dover traditional buttons truly work. So with that being said, thank you very much.